It is 5 minutes past 6 in the afternoon and I have not read a single page. Hello there fellow viewer, my name is Gabriel and welcome to day 4 of my reading Shadowhunters for the very first time vlog series. Today has been quite a day. I spent the whole morning out, which is usually the time I reserve for editing. So I edited from like 2:30 to 5. I just finished filming my City of Bones review. I can finally take a breath and talk about what I read last night in City of Ashes, and then just read until midnight because, oh my god, do I just want to sit down in my bed and read. So last night, couple of things happened. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is Jace and how he was climbing up the ladder to becoming, you know, a good character in my fair opinion. The ladder just broke and he fell. A very unfortunate incident. So I thought that maybe in City of Ashes we would get a slightly more bearable Jace. And so far that is not the case. The scene where he goes up to the Hunter's Moon and picks a fight with the werewolves. Oh my god, it was so cringeworthy. I could not believe this character. Can't you find an inner peace? Take a deep breath. Why do you have to pick these unnecessary? Because that is honestly everything that fight was. Unnecessary, just completely capricious. It was... Calm down. I mean, I get that he's been through a lot. I get that, you know, his father is suddenly alive and his sister is suddenly the person he's in love with. But why do you have to go out and pick fights about it? Why can't you just listen to sad music and cry alone in your room like a normal angsty teenager? You know? No, he wants to get himself killed and fight between werewolves. Jace, stop. I'm still holding out hope, you know, it's growing slimmer, but it is still there, which leads me to what happened next, which was the whole Silent Brother assassination thing, which really caught me off guard. Even though this Inquisitor character is annoying AF, I cannot believe how she questions everything. She pulls everything our squad does into question as if they are besties with Valentine. It's just, get off your high horse. Imogen Herondale. Please. So even though I'm not really enjoying this character, I could not agree more with her that Jace needs to be shown his place. Control those emotions a little bit more. So I actually backed her up when she put him in these cells. A night alone in a fear-inducing place might make Jace, you know, a better character, even though that wouldn't be, you know, the exact method I would use. My work. When the whole assassination thing was going on, I honestly thought that it was a test, that it was some kind of trick that the Silent Brothers were playing on Jace for him to feel, you know, genuinely scared, for him to reflect upon everything that he has done, and for him to feel this genuine fear that would change his personality. Right up until the point that Brother Jeremiah dropped dead in his cell, really thought, okay, you know, they're playing with his mind. Obviously the Inquisitor asked them to rattle him a little bit, and then Valentine is suddenly there and just, oh my god. Things just got real. I still find it a little bit far-fetched that Valentine killed every single Silent Brother, but, you know, apparently he's one of the strongest Shadowhunters ever, so that happened. Now that he has the Mortal Cup and the Mortal Sword, you know, just Valentine is kind of becoming unstoppable. I really hope that they keep the other mortal instruments from him. I'm currently at the part where they are going to the Sealy Courts to see the Queen of the Fays, and Magnus is going to get Alec as a replacement for Jace in his imprisonment, and even though I know that we probably won't get Alex or Magnus's point of view, I'm really excited for this episode, for them to spend just a little bit of time together and alone, because I freaking ship it, people. I really honestly just can't wait. You know, they're bound to grow closer together eventually. I'm just really excited to see how everything goes. It makes me so giddy. And that is what I read last night. So I will now be reading for a bunch of hours, and I will update you later in the night. So yes, I will see you later. Bam! Simon was turned. I literally just got up from reading the part where Raphael came to the doorsteps of the Institute carrying Simon's dying and resuscitating body so he can become a vampire. I knew it was coming. I knew it was on the doorstep. of the book series, you know. It's just, it was there, it was imminent, and now it's happened, and just I've been wanting to be excited for this plot twist for some time now. I think it will make things so interesting to have a downworlder among the Nephilim squad. I think it will finally bring to light that they're not all that different. They all deserve to be treated equally. I think it'll be a step up for both the Shadowhunters and the Downworlders to just get along. In a more particular case, I think it's going to be very interesting to see Simon, who is so witty and just so quirky, to be turning into a vampire. It ought to be fun, unless he takes it really harsh and just becomes extremely depressed, which I hope doesn't happen, because I really like his personality and I just can't wait to see Vampire Simon. It's going to be interesting. I also want to talk about a scene that I also just read between Jace and Clary, where they were discussing, you know, their feelings for each other. So they went to the fairy court and they had the kiss that she wanted most of all with Jace. I'm finding it so interesting because here's the thing. They can't just stop feeling what they feel for each other like that. You know, there is no switch that says turn love off or fall out of love or just do not love this person. They are in love with each other. Being in a position where you are in love with someone and you know they're in love with you, and then all of a sudden you discover that they're your sibling. I can't even imagine what it must be like to deal with that. It's mind-blowing. It came to a point where Clary thought it was sickening, you know, what she thought he was implying, that maybe they could live in secret, maybe they could make this work, and she just came out and said that she thought it was sickening, and he was really insulted, and it is sickening. At first glance, seeing a brother and a sister in a romantic relationship, it's so many levels of different, and almost, it brushes on wrong, because, I mean, you're allowed to love family, but loving family in that sense, it implies so much, and there are just so many angles which you can see this from. But the bottom line is, at least Clary, from what I get in the book, is trying to repel and fight these feelings. I honestly have no idea what to expect. I have no idea which direction their relationship is going to go to. And again, I wouldn't like to see them in a relationship. We'll see what happens. Nonetheless, I am very intrigued to see where this whole thing is going between Clary and Jace, because it is so confusing and very conflicting. Even I, who usually has a very clear point of view on things, you know, I'm having trouble finding where I stand in this whole siblings loving each other business. Okay, so I can't make this too long because I already have so much to edit for tomorrow, but yeah, I honestly thought I wouldn't have much more to say. Apparently I was wrong. I'm here to kind of refute some things I said earlier. I don't usually change my mind, and I'm not changing my mind. I'm just finding that some of the things I said earlier aren't exactly coming from a very safe place. The first being Jace. I was giving it some thought, and maybe I'm not being fair enough with Jace, because here's the thing, he has never known anything besides the anger, besides lashing out, besides physically relieving himself, you know, in a fight, in a verbal duel. Again, he has always known, you know, the lashing out. He's not one to keep his anger inside. And even though I don't like that in a person or a character, I feel like I'm just not being fair, so I'm still kind of finding my peace with this character. It's getting there. He's not that character that I want him to be yet, but I'm, again, slowly making peace with him. The other thing is Simon, and how depressed I feel right now with this character that I'm loving again. From the reader's point of view, Simon being a vampire is the awesomest thing, but from Simon's point of view, not so much. And Clary even, I mean, poor Clary, looking at it a little bit closer, you know, not being able to go out during the day, feeling the irresistible urge to drink blood, you know, it's not very cheery to be a vampire. But here is the thing, I think Simon is going to come out on top of everything looking badder and awesomer and just cooler than ever, because I think that is the character of Simon. Even though he is suffering, he will use this suffering towards his advantage somehow, and he will make the most out of his condition, out of this horrible thing that has happened to him, and he will just, again, become awesomer and just so much better and cooler than he was before. That is the conclusion that I have reached. Even though he isn't in the best of situations, he will make it the best of situations, and he will not only make his peace with it, he will come out incredibly stronger. And yeah, I cannot wait to see this cool and awesome and kick-ass version of Vampire Simon, because you can only get better from now. You know, you can't get much worse. You can only get better, and I cannot wait to see that happen. I also hated the part where Maya just lashed out at him. I mean, Simon now being a vampire, I really hope he's some kind of ambassador or emissary. Seeing him as a kind of diplomat between the Downworlders would just mean so much. I would find it so cool. Okay, I literally have 30 seconds of footage left. That is all I want to say. I really hope that you stay tuned for more of these videos, and I hope they're not, being too long. I will see you tomorrow for more Shadowhunter stuff. Goodbye.